Hello and welcome to our channel. Are you learning English? Great! Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment. Let's get started.
Once upon a time, in a small village in India, lived a boy named Arjun. Arjun was only 12 years old, but he had a big dream. He wanted to become a pilot and fly high in the sky. Every day, he would look up at the planes flying above and say to himself, "One day, I will fly like that." But Arjun's family was very poor. His father was a farmer, and his mother worked in the fields. They barely had enough money to buy food, let alone pay for school. Still, Arjun never gave up. He studied by himself under the streetlight every night. He borrowed books from his school teacher and asked many questions. He always said, "If I try, I can do it." One day, his school announced an English speech competition. The topic was "My Dream." Arjun was excited. He wanted to join, but there was one problem: his English was not very good. Most of the students in his class spoke better English than him. Some of them even laughed when he said he wanted to participate. You can't even say a sentence properly," one boy teased. Arjun felt sad, but he didn't stop. He went to his English teacher, Mr. Sharma, and asked for help. "Sir, I want to give a speech in English. Will you help me?" Arjun asked with hope in his eyes. Mr. Sharma smiled. "Of course, Arjun. I will help you, but you must practice every day." And Arjun did. Every morning, he woke up early and practiced speaking in front of the mirror. Every evening, he met Mr. Sharma and read English aloud. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he kept trying. His family supported him too. His mother listened to his speech and clapped, even when she didn't understand all the words. His father said, "We are proud of you, my son." The day of the competition arrived. Arjun stood backstage, holding his paper tightly. His heart was beating fast. He was scared. What if I forget the words? What if everyone laughs at me? But then he remembered something Mr. Sharma said. "Courage doesn't mean you are not afraid. It means you don't let fear stop you." When his name was called, Arjun walked to the stage. The lights were bright, and many people were watching. He looked at the crowd, took a deep breath, and began. "Good morning, everyone. My name is Arjun. Today, I will talk about my dream." His voice shook at first, but slowly he grew confident. He spoke about his love for planes, his wish to become a pilot, and how he studied under streetlights. The audience listened in silence. Some even smiled and nodded. Arjun finished his speech with these words: "I may be poor, I may make mistakes, but I will never give up. One day, I will fly." When he finished, there was silence. Then, suddenly, the crowd clapped loudly. Arjun smiled. He had done it. He didn't know if he would win, but he knew one thing: he had faced his fear and spoken in English. After the competition, something unexpected happened. A man in a suit came to talk to him. He looked kind and had a gentle smile. "Hello, Arjun. I'm Mr. Verma. I work at the Aviation Academy in Delhi. I heard your speech. Would you like to visit our school?" Arjun's eyes went wide. "Really, sir?" "Me?" Mr. Verma nodded. "Yes, you. I see something special in you. Come for a tour. We can even offer you a scholarship." Arjun couldn't believe it. A scholarship, a real flying school. He ran home and told his parents. They cried happy tears. But Arjun knew this was only the beginning. He still had to pass many tests, improve his English, and study hard. He had a long journey ahead. Still, one thing was clear: the next morning, Arjun woke up early, even though it was a Sunday. He had a feeling that today was the start of something big. He couldn't stop thinking about Mr. Verma's words, "Come for a tour. We can even offer you a scholarship." His parents were happy, but they also worried. The Aviation Academy was far away in Delhi, and it would cost a lot of money for Arjun to travel and stay there. Arjun could see the worry in their eyes, but he didn't let it stop him. He had to try. He had already come this far, and he wasn't going to give up now. That evening, Arjun packed a small bag. His mother gave him some homemade food to take with him, and his father gave him a blessing. "You've worked hard, Arjun. Do your best, no matter what happens," he said. Arjun smiled and promised, "I will, Baba. I'll make you proud." The journey to Delhi was long and tiring. Arjun had never been to a big city before. The buses were crowded, and the noise was overwhelming. But Arjun stayed focused on his goal. He remembered what Mr. Verma had said, "I see something special in you." Those words gave him the strength to keep going. When Arjun finally arrived in Delhi, he felt like he was in a completely different world. The buildings were tall, the roads were wide, and there were so many people everywhere. But Arjun didn't let the city's size or the crowds scare him. He followed the directions Mr. Verma had given him and arrived at the Aviation Academy. It was a beautiful place, with big classrooms and a large airport for practice. There were planes parked on the ground, and some students were walking around in uniforms. Arjun couldn't believe his eyes. This was where his dream was going to come true. Mr. Verma welcomed him with a warm smile. "Welcome to the Aviation Academy, Arjun. I hope you're ready for this journey." Arjun nodded. "Yes, sir. I'm ready to learn everything I can." For the next few days, Arjun toured the academy and met the teachers and students. He attended a few classes to get a feel for what it would be like to study there. The teachers were kind, but they expected a lot from their students. Arjun felt a little nervous. The subjects were difficult, and the students were all very smart. One day, during a flying lesson, Arjun was paired with a boy named Rohan. Rohan was confident and skilled, and he had been training for a long time. He was also good at English, and he spoke with a perfect accent. As they sat in the plane, preparing for their flight, Rohan started talking to Arjun. "Are you nervous?" Rohan asked. Arjun smiled nervously. "A little bit. I've never flown in a plane before." "Don't worry," Rohan said. "You'll be fine. Just follow my instructions, and everything will be okay." But when the plane took off, Arjun's heart raced. He had always dreamed of flying, but now that he was actually in the sky, it felt different. The wind was loud, and the ground seemed so far away. "Don't look down too much," Rohan advised. "Focus on the controls." Arjun took a deep breath and tried to follow Rohan's advice. He held the controls tightly and focused on flying straight. It wasn't easy, but with every minute, he felt a little more confident. The wind felt different now, not so scary, but like a friend guiding him through the sky. When they landed safely, Rohan smiled at him. "You did well, Arjun. You just need more practice, and you'll be a great pilot." Arjun felt proud. He had flown. He had taken the first step toward his dream. That evening, Arjun sat alone in his room, thinking about everything that had happened so far. He realized that he was scared, but he hadn't given up. Even though things were difficult, he had kept moving forward. He remembered something his teacher, Mr. Sharma, had told him once: "Success doesn't come easily. It comes to those who never give up." Arjun smiled to himself. He knew that he was one step closer to his dream, but there was still so much to learn. He would have to keep working hard, studying and practicing. The next morning, he met Mr. Verma again, who had some news for him. "Arjun, we've reviewed your performance here at the academy," Mr. Verma said. "You've made great progress in just a few days. We're impressed with your determination and your hard work. But there's something you need to know." Arjun looked at Mr. Verma, curious and a little nervous. "Something I need to know," he repeated. Mr. Verma nodded. "Yes, we are offering you a full scholarship to study at the Aviation Academy. Tuition, books, food, everything will be taken care of." But he paused. "You must pass one important test first." Arjun's heart skipped a beat. A test? He had already come so far, but this felt like the biggest challenge yet. "What kind of test, sir?" he asked. Mr. Verma handed him a folder. "It's an English proficiency test. We need to be sure you can understand instructions clearly, communicate with your co-pilots, and handle emergencies. English is the international language of aviation. It's not just about grammar, it's about safety." Arjun nodded slowly. He understood. If he wanted to fly planes, he had to speak the language of the sky. "You have 1 month to prepare, Mr. Verma added. "If you pass, you join the academy. If not, we'll try to help in other ways. But the scholarship depends on this." Arjun took the folder with both hands. Inside, he saw pages of practice tests, listening exercises, speaking topics, and grammar lessons. It looked hard, but Arjun remembered his speech at school, the days under the streetlight, and the people who believed in him. "I'll do it," he said with confidence. "I won't let you down." Over the next few weeks, Arjun gave everything he had. He attended extra English classes, listened to English podcasts, practiced speaking with anyone who would talk to him, even the cleaning staff and security guards. Some people laughed at his accent. Some corrected him kindly. But Arjun didn't stop. He made flashcards for new words and stuck them on the wall. Every morning, he read a paragraph out loud from a book. At night, he wrote in a journal about what he had learned. Slowly, his English improved. One day, during a practice session, his instructor said, "Arjun, your pronunciation has improved a lot. Keep going." Those words were like music to his ears. But there were also bad days. Days when he made many mistakes, forgot simple words, or felt too tired to study. On one of those days, he sat alone in the library, holding his head in his hands. "Maybe I'm not ready," he whispered to himself. Just then, he heard a familiar voice. It was Rohan. "Hey," Rohan said, sitting beside him. "What's wrong?" Arjun sighed. "I've been studying so much, but I still make mistakes. I'm scared I'll fail the test." Rohan smiled gently. "You know something. Even I make mistakes. Everyone does. but you're the only person I've seen working this hard. That's what matters. Arjun looked at him. You really think I can do this? I know you can, Rohan said. And even if you don't pass this time, you'll come back stronger. That's who you are. That night, Arjun felt a fire in his heart. He wasn't alone. He had support. And he had something even more powerful: belief in himself. Finally, the day of the test arrived. Arjun wore his cleanest clothes and stood outside the exam room, his hands slightly shaking. Other students were there too, some calm, some nervous. Everyone had their eyes on the clock. When it was time, the examiner called out, "You may enter now." Arjun stepped inside, took a deep breath, and sat down. The room was quiet. He opened the test paper. The first section was listening. He put on the headphones. A voice spoke slowly. "Good morning, pilots. Today, your flight will take you over the Himalayas." Arjun listened carefully and filled in the blanks. The second part was reading. He read a story about two pilots facing a storm and answered questions about the main idea and details. Then came speaking. The examiner asked, "Tell me about your dream and why you want to become a pilot." Arjun smiled. This was his favorite question. He spoke from the heart. "My dream is to fly. I come from a small village, but I have big hopes. I want to show others that no matter where you come from, you can reach the sky. I study hard. I believe in never giving up." The examiner nodded, impressed. After the test, Arjun walked out of the room, his heart pounding. Had he done enough? He didn't know. All he could do now was wait. 3 days later, Mr. Verma called him to the office. "Arjun, I have the results," he said, holding a paper in his hand. Arjun held his breath. "You, Mr. Verma looked at Arjun with a serious face. "You passed," he said with a smile. Arjun's eyes widened. "I passed," he repeated, almost in disbelief. "Yes, Mr. Verma said, handing him the result paper. "Your hard work, your dedication, it all paid off. Welcome to the Aviation Academy." Tears filled Arjun's eyes. He thought of his parents, his village, the streetlight where he studied, and every moment he almost gave up. But he didn't. He had kept going. That evening, Arjun called his parents. "Ma, Baba, I passed. I got the scholarship." There was silence for a moment, then his mother's soft crying and his father's proud voice. "We always knew you would do it." Arjun stood on the academy rooftop that night, looking at the stars above. "This is just the beginning," he whispered to himself. "One day, I won't just look at the sky, I'll fly through it." And with that, Arjun smiled, ready to chase his dreams stronger than ever.